On this week's episode of What's Up Weekly, we'll take you around Bloomington to visit the city's local farmers markets.
And I'll show you how to win free pizza for a year. What's Up Weekly starts now. Hello and welcome to the season 26 premiere of What's Up Weekly. I'm Callie Lichter.
And I'm Lucy Kellison.
What's Up Weekly reporter Shelby Brown is in studio to tell us more about Bloomington's local farmers markets. Shelby?
Thanks, guys. This weekend I traveled around Bloomington to get the inside scoop on shopping local. Take a look. One of the main attractions here in Bloomington during this season are the local farmers markets. Two of these markets include the Woolery Farmers Market and the Bloomington Community Farmers Market. Each market is different in their own way and brings something special to the community.
There's a real feeling of community here and family and seeing familiar faces every week. It just has a wonderful market feel, family feel.
The Woolery Farmers Market is held in a field surrounded by nature. It is pet friendly and provides a wide variety of produce as well as other items.
It's a good location. Parking is very easy. And they have a wide variety of produce and also cooked foods that you can get at some of the different vendors. And all the smiles you get are free.
This market is fairly new compared to other markets in the community and is being ran by the Bloomington Winter Farmers Market Board of Directors.
I'm here with Rosie at the Woolery Farmers Markets, and she's going to talk to us about the importance of tomatoes.
So tomatoes are very important to eat in season. Tomatoes grow in the summertime. That's why when you go to the grocery store in the winter and buy tomatoes, they generally don't have very good flavor. There are so many colors, varieties, textures, flavors. Just go to the market, grab a bag, and choose a couple different kinds and see what you like best.
All right, thank you so much, Rosie.
At the Bloomington Community Farmers Market, it is held in a parking lot in downtown Bloomington. They have multiple vendor stations with plenty of choices to browse when attending this farmers market.
And it has the most diverse products. I mean, it doesn't just have produce, it has things like honey, and it has goat's milk soap, which I buy. And I come here regularly.
So, stop by on Saturdays at your local Bloomington Farmers Market anytime between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. to see fresh produce that you can't get at a grocery store. For more information on farmers markets around Bloomington, visit bloomington.in.gov.
Start your September off on the right foot with WFIU and Jacobs School of Music's Swing into September series. Every Friday in September, various swing artists and jazz musicians will perform at Dunn Meadow starting at 6:30 p.m. This past weekend, people picnicked, chatted, and danced alongside the Beaktown Bearcats. This week, September 8th, the Soul Proprietors are set to perform.
And if you've been hearing music while walking on Kirkwood, it may not be coming from the bars like usual. The city of Bloomington has been putting on a concert series in People's Park featuring local artists. The most recent, Cade Puckett, is a finger-style guitarist from Indiana. Local resident Jake Kroenke said the concerts bring a unique and authentic feel right into downtown Bloomington.
Like you're just in the middle of downtown right now and all of a sudden there's a show. They're at different times, like they have some on Sundays, and I don't know, they just feel like natural. They're fun.
If you didn't get a chance to see one of the concerts yet, don't worry. You can still go see a show on September 7th or 14th from 4:30 to 6 right on the corner of Kirkwood and Dunn.
Still to come on What's Up Weekly, we'll catch you up on this week's trending topics.
Is it over for star-studded couple Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner?
And concert goers were met with a muddy surprise after attending the Burning Man Festival. And that's what's coming up. Welcome back, and this is an SOS. Gossip sites are reporting that pop star Joe Jonas and Game of Thrones actress and icon Sophie Turner are are heading for divorce.
The couple filed Tuesday in Miami-Dade County, Florida. Jonas stated in documents obtained by Today that, quote, the marriage between the parties is irrevocably broken, end quote. And this comes after a weekend of speculation. Reports say that Jonas has been meeting with divorce attorneys for a while now, but he was wearing his ring in an Instagram post Monday. Turner was also present at all of the Jonas Brothers' recent shows.
And Joe and Sophie were always known as the it couple, but it just might be a fall of breakups.
And speaking of singers and musicians, the Burning Man Festival took place this past week, but this time with people wanting for the shows to end instead of an encore.
The annual music festival took place deep in the Black Rock Desert, with artists ranging from Carl Cox to Double Touch. But when it came to the partygoers, when they tried to leave, they had to do a double take. The event organizers placed a driving ban on all the attendees due to a huge storm on Friday that left the entire desert flooded and covered in a foot of mud. People were not cleared to leave until Monday night. But the reported flooding was not a wet blanket on the event, as they said the good vibes were still rolling even though their cars weren't.
Oh, that's good to know. And let's hope everyone gets home safe and soundly after a very long weekend.
And in some very sad news, legendary singer and lifestyle A-tier celebrity Jimmy Buffett is dead at 76.
The Margaritaville singer passed away last Friday after a private battle with Merkel cell skin cancer. Buffett continued to perform during treatment, making a surprise appearance in Rhode Island in early July. And unfortunately, it was his last. And fans across the country have been pouring out tributes, with residents in the Florida Keys even hosting a Jimmy Buffett-themed parade. And fans pointed out Buffett dying on a Friday before a long weekend is the most Jimmy Buffett way to go.
And you know what? I always hope it's 5 o'clock somewhere for Jimmy Buffett while he's at rest.
And when we come back, you'll get the chance to see us attempt, very, very loose word there, attempt parkour with Bloomington's best.
That's right. The Bloomington Parkour Club is in studio to discuss their club here on campus. Stay with us. Before we flip into this interview, let's see how Cali and I do when we try hardcore parkour. I'm gonna walk up the stairs. You guys are a lot faster than we are. I'm sweating.
So the point behind a run is that everybody can kind of do it their own way. We'll get 3 athletes to do the same run.
Cue action music. You've been training for this. Thank you.
The torture begins. Anyway.
We're back now with David Frew. David, thank you so much for being here today.
No problem. It's my pleasure.
So when you and the group taught Lucy and I some parkour moves, you're talking about how a lot of parkour stems from like your inner child and things that you learned when you were a child. So how did you get into parkour?
Well, if you don't mind me getting personal for a moment here. When I started at IU back in 2014, I was, to put it nicely, a wreck. You know, it was the first time I was really by myself. I was stressed, I was anxious, my diet was terrible, and I just had no energy, and I was alone all the time. So I decided to do something about it. I go to the Student Involvement Fair, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm gonna kayak, rock climb, have some outdoor adventures. I see these guys doing parkour. Now that's just mind-blowing to me, because like a lot of people, I just kind of thought parkour was a thing that existed on TV or on YouTube, you know, it wasn't real. But here they are, and so I take the plunge, and it's really the best decision of my university career. It really helped.
Wow, that's amazing. So the group you're a part of now, is that the group you joined at the Involvement Fair, or did you kind of start your own?
Well, you know, it's a bit sad. In 2018, the original IU Parkour Club disbanded, which is a shame because parkour has been on IU campus in some way or another since 2009. We were one of the first campus parkour clubs in the U.S. Yeah, So unfortunately, a lot of people graduated, they moved on, and then in 2020, I lost my job due to the pandemic. I was in the escape room business. It just didn't make sense to have people in a confined space touching things. So I really had to reevaluate. I had to think, what do I actually care about? What matters to me? And I realized I had gotten so much out of doing parkour when I was a student that I had to bring it back and I had to share it with the Bloomington community. And so in the summer of 2020, midst of the pandemic, everything's going crazy, there's lockdowns, I get together with some friends and we start Bloomington Parkour. We've been giving free lessons ever since.
So you do not have to have any parkour experience to join the group or even take a lesson. I mean, I know that Lucy and I had no experience whatsoever, but it's really just for everyone, right?
Yeah, none whatsoever. As long as you're willing to try new things and you're determined, you can start learning parkour, really.
Oh, and I've noticed that you've got quite the following on social media recently, and I've received multiple videos from people being like, look at this guy around Bloomington. How'd that all start?
Well, I gotta ask, was one of those videos with me in the red suit?
It was. That was one of them, for sure.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess we're doing parkour with direction and magnitude tonight. So yeah, that was for graduation week. I was showing my IU colors, showing that cream and crimson pride, you know, Frangipana, Cipriana, ere to her be true. And yeah, you know the song. So I just looked a little like Vector, I guess, and I was just doing a little casual routine, didn't think anyone would, this wasn't like high level, I was just having a little fun, and all of a sudden it starts blowing up. We're at 250,000 views on that video and nearly 1,000 followers on the gram.
I mean, mad respect, like everything you guys were doing is so impressive and definitely need more attention to it. It's just like the physical feats of all like the flips and the jumps and everything. Just incredible. You definitely deserve all the interaction. And I have to ask, because I know when we were doing parkour, we were behind the Mauer School of Law. Have you ever gotten in trouble for parkouring in a place around Bloomington that you maybe shouldn't have?
Not really, no. We've been very respectful. We're a USPK member org, which means that we're committed to diversity and inclusion and also to leave no trace. So we always clean up at spots, even if it's garbage we didn't leave there. We never trespass illegally. We never break anything. We're very respectful, and we've never received any complaints.
Wow. Well, I really respect your group, and I definitely respect the craft after trying it and quite literally failing. How does one get involved with your group if they want to?
Well, our new campus meetings, and I know a statement. Should I go to 3 for this? Or?
No.
You're good.
Okay. Well, our campus meetings are going to start at 6 p.m. now. We're trying to beat the heat, but also it's getting darker. 275 North Eagleson, in front of the Neil Marshall, just under the red clock. We start there, we warm up, we have our beginner training session, and then we do a little exploring around campus for the next 2 hours. It's very fun.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you so much for not only joining us in studio, but teaching us, you know, some moves. And maybe in the future, Lucy and I will become experts like you and your crew.
We encourage everyone who's willing to try, bring some grippy shoes, a little hydration, come out and give it a whirl, certainly.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, David.
Yeah. And after the break, I'll take you with me as I attempt to claim free Topper's Pizza for a year. We'll be right back. And before we go, Lucy, how do you feel about Topper's Pizza?
You know what? I actually have not tried Topper's Pizza. It's very new to campus, but you seem to be potentially the expert on that.
I was going to say that's perfect because do I have a story for you. Free food for a year. It's what every person dreams about.
Free pizza.
When I found a flyer in my mailbox claiming that I could win free food for a year, I was hooked. The flyer read the first 50 walk-in customers to Topper's Pizza Bloomington on Saturday at 10:30 a.m. won the prize. And I'm not one to back down from a challenge. I asked around about the legitimacy of the flyer, since it sounded a little scammy, with a few non-believer responses. So that's when I went to the source. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. And so it began, my quest to be one of the first 50. And the official rules, camping on the sidewalk was fair game. So I went every hour to see if a line formed, and...
This is a paper with my official number on it, and they were handing this out to all 50 people in line to make sure that we are guaranteed our free pizza for the year.
I was number 14, which meant 3.5 hours of waiting. But I shouldn't complain. Topper's Pizza King and self-proclaimed Wizard of Wonder Chris Foster was there from 10 p.m. Foster already won free toppers for a year last year, so he's going for round 2.
Are you like a very big toppers fan?
I am now.
And where there's a 1, there needs to be a 50. IU senior Kennedy Wiles thought she might have been too late to win the prize.
It was like, I feel lucky. So I went in there and I was the last one. I don't know, it was kind of cool because I thought I was too late, but I got the last one.
Claiming number 50 with a little over an hour to go.
I honestly thought that I was going to be too late, but I'm kind of glad I came because obviously I wouldn't have gotten up to be number 50 if I didn't.
After several hours of fun games and prizes, it was time to enter and win free toppers for 52 weeks. But there's a catch. The rules state that free food for a year is 1 original Topper Sticks or 1 Topper's Pizza every week for 52 weeks. But hey, free food is free food, and waiting in line to win it is an experience that will last far beyond my year-long Toppers ordering streak. You know, I've started a tradition of getting Noodles and Company after tapings, but maybe I could try getting Toppers. Thoughts?
I think it might be time to make a switch. I mean, after the package and everything.
Oh yeah, you know, 52 weeks of free toppers. It's going to be a lot to stomach.
A lot of pizza. And that's what's up this week. Tune in next week for more local and entertainment news.
Be sure to follow us on social media. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at IUSTV News.
For What's Up Weekly, I'm Lucy Kellison.
And I'm Callie Lichter. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.